This is a prototype I was tinkering with last year. Every other month there's a new quickie game coming out that makes me go,
Of course. Fuck, it's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
you know, some kind of game idea that doesn't take a whole year to make, but still fun to play. In thinking about that, I sometimes go back to my unfinished projects. This one is titled Gun Tool. A few years ago, I had this idea about a game where you hold a device that's a mix between a gun and a kind of camcorder thing. It only has 2 buttons and a scroll wheel, so all the menu navigation is done just using your mouse hand. I think the idea of frantically navigating through these obtuse menus is kind of cool, and coming up with the interface design was also pretty fun. The first version I made of this was an Unreal Engine, and I got a lot of practice out of it, but the constant sound of my computer fan taking off was kind of annoying. So later I started over again, but in Godot, and this is probably what I'm gonna stick with. You have a regular shooting mode, and there's a scanning mode where you can interface with certain objects and even cameras, which I think could be really cool for puzzles. And there's also a settings menu with extra toggles and switches, like the UI color, burst or single fire, and screen brightness. I really wanted it to feel like an actual real complete work tool. I think I was initially inspired to make this game from a game announcement trailer I saw about 13 years ago. It's some kind of space horror game where you also have a fancy gun with a screen. What happened to that game anyway? Oh, it's out! Jeez, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna play that tonight. Check out Routine on Steam, lol.
Fuck, it's genius.
Well, anyway, what's my game about? Well, to be honest, I kind of don't really know right now. I mean, I have this cool gun tool thing, but I don't really know how it's gonna tie into a complete gameplay loop without it being a super huge scope and taking 2 years to make.
13.
Maybe something about scanning or like looking for barcodes and hacking into devices or shooting monsters or robots, but you know, I'm really open to ideas. If you have any, write them in the comments and maybe I can add it to a follow-up in a new video. Please share around and give me ideas. And also follow my other game projects, please. Lol.